Hello, good people. Welcome to our show. Hello, bad people. Welcome to our show. Hello, anyone who wanna learn more about digital marketing. And today we are going to discuss more about PR, journalism, how you can get your brand recognition, links, mentions, and many other things with Susan Wentley. How are you?
I'm great, Anatolii. Hello. Hello, everybody.
You know, I like your experience. I check out your LinkedIn profile. I know that you have great background. It's not only about digital PR, about digital marketing. It's more about lifestyle because you're traveling a lot. You can teach yoga. You can inspire people to make actions. I love it. So it's important to have a few hobbies, to become productive at any channel. And I know how it's important to be in good shape, because for me, I don't care about my business results if my health is not good. So that is why I pay extra attention to that. Susan, before we start, just tell more about yourself, experience, background, and anything that can help our listeners to learn more about you.
Yeah, sure. So, I think it's fun to wrap up a life in a soundbite because we are all so complex, and I'm no exception here. So, my first decade of working was in daily newspapers. So, I was writing on deadlines, I was writing for magazines, and I still do that professionally. But as we know, journalism has changed dramatically over the years. So I pivoted into communications, marketing, public relations for nonprofits, small businesses, and also governmental agencies. And I did that for, in the office with high heels and suits and such for a decade before I made an even bigger pivot. In 2015, I left office life and became really an OG, one of the first digital nomads. I have been traveling internationally for the last decade, and during that time, I've really been focused on business consultation and also life coaching. I help professionals navigate their own big life changes and helping them reach their own goals with all of the research that I've had over these decades, as well as the healing arts. And you mentioned yoga. I'm a yoga teacher, I'm an energy worker, I'm a storyteller, I'm a musician,
Wow.
I am a naturopath, right? So, like I said, I'm a complex individual. We all are. And our complexities result in these experiences that build skills and wisdom. And I'm happy to be here to share what I know.
Awesome, awesome. I love it. Excited to learn more about that. And for me, it's important to pay attention to health that I mentioned. And I remember in 2019, I came to Turkey and I enjoyed all my vacation in bed because I had flu, and that was terrible experience. When I came back home, doctors gave me plus 20 pills to swallow them, and I couldn't recover for 45 days. So that was a tuning point to change my lifestyle, because I got it. It's not like about pills. It's more about your immune system. So if you have healthy lifestyle, then anything can change. And after that, I started to eat healthy food. I started to train a lot more. I lost weight, and many things I did differently. I changed bad habits to good habits, and even I could swim in winter in cold sea with temperature below 0 in Celsius. It's like 30 Fahrenheit for around 30 minutes. Someone told me it's impossible. It's been like you can die for 7-10 minutes. No, I could. You can see that I'm here, and I changed a lot of things from almost that man to having this healthy lifestyle. That is why I admire your journey, and I know many people regret that they can't travel a lot. So if you travel, you can see the world, you can live it, you can get this enjoyable lifestyle. I love it. Susan, can you tell why you decided to change? from office to traveling? I mean, like that was tough decision, and how you came to this decision?
Well, I mean, um, Darwin says, it's a misconception that evolution is the survival of the fittest. It's
Mhm.
not. He said it's the survival of the most adaptable. And this is what I have been practicing for the last decade. And that was sort of the story of it. The origin story. I started sailing was actually the opportunity that I had. I had a partner at the time with the sailboat, and so I decided to go for it, right? And so courage is something that is also a quality of mine, and I think a quality of any authentic person, to have the courage to do something outside of the comfort zone, and do something different with your life, right?
Yeah.
And this is when you talk about changing your habits. That is something that is not easy for a lot of people. Change can be very uncomfortable. And once you start doing it, once you start being an adaptable person, you actually find that it doesn't have to be uncomfortable, right? As you see that the results, right? You can't argue with results. And while I'm no longer sailing, I do have a captain's license, and I have gone sailing by myself as a captain, as well as traveling around in a tiny home on wheels and an RV throughout the United States, right? I'm coming up on my 50th country, and every time I have so much to learn. So it's the opportunity to learn and grow is really what I took advantage of.
Awesome, awesome, love it, love it. Susan, let's talk about PR. I have a lot of listeners who can use these channels, digital PR, to grow their brand recognition, awareness, many things to do, but it's tough. It's tough to get uh, results when journalists get plus 100 different pitches a day. So most of them are ignored. And I remember from personal experience when I decided to start my digital PR because we paid $6,000 for one press release and distribution. So, and we needed to write 12 press releases. It's more than $70,000 a week, a lot of money. And I started to learn more about that. And in the first 3 months, I failed. I wrote a bunch of press releases. I didn't get even one mention or reply. 3 months, I wrote a lot. I I learned about that. I check out case studies, but didn't get any results. But after 3 months, I got first link, first mention, and after 9 months, we got CNN, Forbes, Business Insider, Yahoo, MSN, many big websites, and everything was started with failure. And I know many people can give up on this stage. Can you tell about how to become creative, how to win this like attention from journalists who get a bunch of requests, and you need to stand out from the rest and bring something new to the table?
Right. You have to do your future self a favor, right? So
Mhm.
I say this line a lot with clients, and it's speaking personally, but it speaks for the brand too. It speaks for the marketing work. Putting in the research and doing the foundational work is how you grow, right? So splattering the walls, right? Like wallpapering your walls with press releases. They call it throwing spaghetti against the wall and seeing what sticks. That is a bad use of your energy. What is a better use of your energy is to do that research, really figure out who who could possibly be interested in and why, right? So understanding the target audience is what we're talking about here. That's 101 stuff, right? But it's true with journalism as well, right? To really understand who you're going to be talking to, what they want, right? Give them what they want. That's the easiest thing to do, right? Is to figure out what they're looking for and then deliver that. But you also have to have the right message. So this speaks to integrity. You have to have something that they want, right? And this means that you have to have the thing first, right? This is right. There's innovation and then there's marketing. That's Tony Robbins talk right there, right? You can't have one without the other. So if you're trying to sell a shell game, a journalist is going to see through this, right? So you have to spend your energy getting your ducks in a row, building your foundation first before you're presenting your message. And your message has to be on point with what they're looking for.
Yeah, I agree about that. And can you tell how to find this out? I mean, like how to create something that can win attention. I mean, like journalists get a lot of different pitches, many requests, but they deny, ignore, or even put to spam folder some emails. And can you tell probably your methods how to bring something that journalists, because you mentioned that you need to write for someone who get these pitches. So our target audience, journalists, and let's imagine they have a lot of requests. Probably most of them AI generated. Not probably, I know that many of them AI generated, but they're looking for something valuable, unique, that they can't find themselves, because if they can generate themselves with AI or find themselves, why they need to use this information? They can do it themselves. So you need to bring something unique. Can you tell your methods? I mean, like how to find this unique method?
Right, it's the unique sales proposition. This is what we're talking about here. You mentioned AI, and a journalist can smell AI a mile away. No AI is authentic. AI is, right, the large language models, there's a lot of benefit to it. I use AI, but not for writing. You can't just spit it out. The journal sees that, throw it away, right? It's just a waste of time because the large language models hallucinate. We know they are the ultimate people pleasers. They're just going to give you what you want. And that's not what journalists want. They want something that's newsworthy. So you have to shift your perspective from the internal focus to the external focus. And that can be very difficult for marketing professionals and entrepreneurs to turn from within and look without, because it's sort of like, who cares? No one, of course, everybody cares about your product. It's the same idea as saying, who's your target audience? Oh, everybody. No, we know that's not true. That's not how you gain success in the marketplace, to try to splatter gun it, right? You have to be very focused on what's important and what's interesting. What sets you apart? You have to be able to answer that question. So often, clients and businesses that I talk to cannot answer that question. They have no idea. They just say, it's just good, that's all. No, you really have to be able to give your elevator speech in a relaxed way. That is one of the best ways to be authentic and get interest, right? What makes this newsworthy now? What makes people that are going to be reading this care? You have to be able to answer that.
Yeah, the last time I found a bunch of AI PR tools that can generate press releases, anything like that. So I mean, like from your experience, will you trust such tools that can use AI agents to collect data, to combine them, and provide some unique pitch, or you prefer to do in old way to provide all this job manually?
Yeah, I'm old school. I will say I am old school in this way, and I think this is because of my journalism background and training. I work sometimes for Perplexity, for example, is an app that's a nice one. It's AI. It it brings stuff together from the web, but even that is not trustworthy. I'll start digging into the sources that Perplexity gives me and often find that it's totally bogus. They find something, and AI is not thinking for you. You have to do your own thinking. You have to get that hook. I would say 9 times out of 10, maybe 99 times out of 100, a human written pitch and a human written marketing slogan, anything that a human does, I think is going to be more creative, more connecting. Because this is the other thing. What we're doing in marketing and in life, for that matter, is connecting with other people. This is really the most important thing. If we can make a connection, if we can forge a relationship, right? If it's with a customer or with a friend, if you can form that relationship, you've got something there, right? That's the money, they call it, right?
Yeah.
You're not going to be able to make that connection. You don't connect with computers. That's not how connection happens. It is a human to human thing.
Yeah. Susan, I'm interested about format. Can you share best practices about the length, subject, structure of press releases in order to get the most exposure with your format? If you write in different style, probably if you are Elon Musk, you can write some nonsense, but everyone will take it. But if you're not Elon Musk, let's imagine you are nobody. And you want to win attention. So tell about the structure. Oh, I think Susan left live stream. I hope she can get back. Something happened with her internet. I think so. But I can continue myself before Susan can get back to this live stream about my best practices of writing press releases. We got Susan back. Something happened with internet.
I'm back. Sorry. I want to tell you, Anatolii, I'm on the other side of the world from you. I am currently in Laos, where there's a lightning. I heard a crack of thunder and went.
Okay, got it. No
sorry
worries.
about that.
No worries.
You were asking me about structure of press releases.
But some PR specialists told me it's not like old structure when you need to write city, date. To use some format. You can cut some old things that probably important to write something like that. You can distribute that, anything like that. What do you think about the right structure today?
Yeah, you want to give them everything that they need. Mm-hmm. Don't try to entice them with surprises. That's not what anybody's looking for. They want to know everything right then and there. So this means you want to be.
Oh, Susan, something happened with sound. I don't know. With microphone, probably. I don't hear you. Oh,
okay.
Yeah. Now I can hear. Yeah.
Am I back?
Yeah. It happened like for 5 seconds. It's okay. You can start again. Yeah.
Sorry. It's like
no worries,
blame this thunder. I hear this crack of lightning. I go, uh-oh. Okay. Let's see. So we're talking about photo captions that are complete with names and titles of everybody. You want to give that to them. If it's an event, the time, the location, the address, all of these things. You want to tell them, is it embargoed? Do you not want them to spill the beans until next Tuesday? You have to make that abundantly clear at the very top of the press release. And be direct with it. This is not the time to have a scene setter where you want to talk about, whatever Jane's doing this and that. No, you give them the news straight ahead. Let them do the writing and the storytelling. That's their job. Your job is to give them the nugget that they can run with. And again, thinking about why their audience cares now. That's the most important thing. It's
okay. So I have the question about let's connect PR with link building, with getting, acquiring backlinks. So the last time I get a lot of requests about getting some recognition and links mentions in order to rank higher on Google, even today in AI search on ChatGPT, especially on ChatGPT. And we got this news about Perplexity like a few days ago when that was leak happened, and we found that Perplexity cares about fresh backlinks mentions, so PR is still huge thing today, you know, if you use it right. But can you tell about writing press releases in order to get these backlinks mentions? I see two ways. The first way, you can submit the quote from expert for specific website. I mean, like expert of this website commented this breaking news or this study or anything like that. Or you can link to specific page on website with online study. For example, you can publish online study about something, to write press release and connect both. What do you think? Which way is better? I mean, like to just mention your brand like an expert, or to link to specific page with more valuable insights to this journalist?
I mean, I think the more the better. I think the more that you can have, if you have your press release and you're putting it on your website, then you have an SEO opportunity, of course.
Yeah.
You want to be careful with trying to stuff in keywords. This is, again, where humans play such a big role in reading and evaluating the authenticity of the work rather than it just spitting out the SEO work. But using that opportunity, go for it. And the more information that you can provide for the journalist or for anybody that's visiting the site, the better. So think about the utility opportunities. Think about your audience. Who is reading this? Who wants to know? Think like this is. I think that's the answer there. The more the more useful your content, the more information, you know, the more attention it's going to receive. This is just the idea of integrity, doing the good work, not just to get the cheap mention.
Yeah.
Even though that can go a long way, I think you want to think big picture.
Yeah. Susan, on your LinkedIn profile, I check out, you wrote transformational life coach, writer. Can you tell about crafting writing skills? I see today when many people, especially students, ignore crafting their writing skills because AI can write instead of them. But I'm not sure that these people can drive AI. For me, I mean, like, if you ask me to generate on ChatGPT a great article about weight loss, I can't. Even I had this personal experience. That was personal experience. I can't teach others. I can ask some generic prompts. I can find best practices to submit, but I can't generate something valuable, unique. So that is why I recommend to anyone to write, to do this job manually. Then you can drive AI. It doesn't matter if AI can write better than you, but we still need to craft the skills to drive AI. What do you think about, for example, let's imagine you started today. You know, it's your first day when you are going to become a good writer. What will you do considering having AI today?
I would focus on critical thinking skills. This is going to go a long way to edit yourself, to understand the topic and really dive into it in a curious way. I think curiosity is a quality that is often lacking today with so many people that I'm working with, frankly. And curiosity and critical thinking go hand in hand. So writing is a skill that takes practice. And my years in journalism Okay, there was a time when I was working at a newspaper where my beat, if I was covering the environment at one point, news doesn't sleep. Right? 5 things happened on my beat. I had to write them all. They were going on the front page. Tomorrow's too late. Today's the day. Right? Right? Write really fast, and I do a good job, and the paper comes out, and I go home and go to sleep. Right? So writing takes practice. One definition of writing is applying one's butt to one's chair. It's literally just doing the work. So completing the task, it goes a long way. The more that you do it, the more that you complete that first press release, the second one is going to be easier. But you're not going to know if you do a good job if you aren't critically thinking. And this goes, all right, we talked about turning from within to without so that you can look externally and understand what people are expecting of you. But critical thinking, and when you're writing, is also something that you have to turn inward. Right? And this is where the authenticity comes in, with you understanding your brand, understanding your style, understanding your product that you're offering. You really have to know what your message is and be confident in it to move forward effectively when you're writing. I would use AI maybe as a brainstorming tool. And this is how I use it. I'll use it as a brainstorming tool where I say, oh, that's an interesting thing I haven't thought about. But then I'm using my critical thinking skills to differentiate and discern what is actually important and interesting and what is just filler. When you have a lot of this obvious stuff that is in your press release, you're going to bore your journalist, you're going to bore your customer, right? You don't want this. You want to have really interesting stuff in anything that you're producing, and that's where the critical thinking skills come in.
Yeah, you mentioned critical thinking like 10 times. I counted in the beginning, then I lost this track. Yeah, and okay, let's talk about critical thinking. If we decided to speak about that, so can you tell how to craft this critical thinking skills? I think you can learn from school, you can learn from university. It's lifestyle. When you have challenges, you need to solve them. And what I can see, many people are looking for motivation, inspiration to do something. But I remember one Ukrainian boxer, Alexander Usyk. He is one of the best. Many experts can call him the best in history. But he was Olympic champion. He was a heavyweight champion. He beat all great champions. And when journalists asked him how he can find motivation, he replied, "I don't have motivation. I have discipline." Something that you mentioned. You need to do your job. You have deadline. You need to do. If you wake up in the morning and don't have motivation to write, you are in trouble, because you don't need motivation. You have your job. You need to finish your job. You need to complete. You need to be consistent on that. So tell about critical thinking, how to develop the skills.
Well, it's not from taking a magic pill. This is something that so many people that I work with are still looking for. You just take the magic pill and you're going to have critical thinking skills. You're going to change your habits. You're going to improve your life. Boom, it's that easy. Well, unfortunately, that is not the way the world works. Yeah. So recognizing, and this is true with marketing as well, right? Thinking you can just latch on to a hashtag, or you could just do this and have this keyword, this is that, and boom, you've got a million eyeballs on you. No, this is not how it works. Like sometimes you can go viral. This is very rare. We know this. This is super rare. So I think the first piece of advice I have is to get that out of your head. And exactly as you said, do the work. Just do it. Learn, continue to learn, have a curious, open mind. That's very important when it comes to critical thinking. Presume you don't know. The more that I travel, the more countries that I live in, the less I know. I have become a catchphrase is, I don't know, maybe. This is something that I say all the time. I don't know, maybe. Right? I am open to learning and experiencing. This is how I find lessons. This is the only way, because if you think you know everything already, then you're closed off.
You're in
and then
trouble.
that's the opposite of critical thinking.
Yeah. I often see when experts can't call themselves experts, because the more they learn, they understand, oh, no. I'm far from that. So, yeah. And I remember Socrates said, I mean, like one of the best philosophers said, I know that I know nothing. I mean, like, the more you learn, the more you understand how tough to know everything. It's impossible. Yeah. Okay, Susan, let's get back to AI in things that are happening now. And I just want to share data, real data. Microsoft fired 9,000 people. But this company is growing revenue. And today, the market cap, $4 trillion. IBM fired 8,000 people. I analyzed some data. Big tech companies are growing in revenue, but I don't remember exactly the number, probably plus 10 big companies fired 65,000 people. And to be honest, it's really tough to become the part of these companies. You need to be smart. They hire the best people. And today they fire the best people because of AI. AI is replacing real smart people. It's reality. So we can't deny that. I'm pretty sure these smart people will find the job. But I want to ask your advice for newcomers, for students, because I think today when smart people have the struggle to find job, and it's unemployment high level. But what about students who usually get experience by working interns in some companies? They hired these people just in order to complete some boring, simple tasks. But today AI can replace them, AI agents. And for students, it will be tough. So your advice, for example, your student, you need to learn, you need to craft critical thinking, you need to learn about what you love, yoga, PR, anything like that. What will you do today?
Well, I wouldn't shoot for the moon. This is when I started becoming a digital nomad. In many ways, I had to start from scratch. And the work that I did, I was not making the money that I once was. I was not doing the type of fulfilling work that I once had. I had to start all over again. So in many ways, I was a student at this time. It was the beginning of remote work. It was 5 years before COVID, right? So people weren't doing this type of thing that I knew of for years. And you just have to start getting any experience you can. I don't want to say to be hungry, but to be creative and to be open to opportunities that aren't the pie in the sky. A lot of the younger clients that I work with are waiting for the ultimate job, and they're going to keep waiting, because you're right, you do need to get the experience so that you can get the better job. Now, I don't think anybody wants to be doing the grunt work that AI can do right now. But you're totally right in that just a couple of years, AI is going to be doing all kinds of things that we can't even believe right now. That's the reality of innovation. But what AI can't do, like I said earlier, is connect. AI cannot have human to human interaction. You said it yourself. You have a story, you have your own personal story about your health journey that AI will never be able to do because AI is not a human. So it's important, again, to look inside and see your own skills. And if they are lacking, this is an opportunity for you to develop some different types of skills that cannot be replaced at this point. So making as many connections as you can, making as many relationships, being open to different types of opportunities, following the feel good, following what you are curious about so that you can do more of it rather than thinking about a paycheck, like the big money at the end of the rainbow. It will come eventually, but that is not, that's not how it goes. You can't take, if your step is too high, you can't jump it, right? You have to take small steps to get to the top. And so I would just look for any open door you can and be encouraged that you are important, you are valuable, and that you are going to get that break. Yeah. But it's not going to be the big break. Let it be a little break, and then a little break, you're building your foundation. So that's what I would recommend. Build the foundation with relationships and skills.
I couldn't agree more. Perfect advice. I agree 100%. And when I was young, to find any information, I needed go to library, to sign up, to search for a book, to open this book, to find important information. Today, everyone has Google, YouTube, ChatGPT. You don't need to go to anywhere. You can find everything online. Second thing, I completely agree about don't chase money, especially in the beginning. It's better to find what you truly love. I mean, like if someone gives you some money and in the beginning, nobody will give you good money, some money, but better than your passion, skip it. Search for something that you can love. If you do what you love, I mean, like, for example, I like playing soccer. I like playing basketball. Nobody pays me for that, but I keep doing. I keep doing because it's my hobby, and I think the same with job. You need to find something where you're not waiting for payment, where you enjoy your time. If you enjoy your time, then it's not like your job, it's your life. You can enjoy the process. You can go ahead and improve step by step. And today we have a lot of opportunities. Digital PR. Okay, start writing press releases. Before that you should join some company and write there to craft skills. But you can do yourself if you love PR. Learn from case studies on ChatGPT, on Google. Learn, then craft your skills. Try yourself. Failed many times. I did it myself. I failed like 6 months, so with small recognition. And yeah, I did it because I knew it's important for me to get the skills. Susan, I love it. I completely agree with you. And I have my final question about your forecast about the future. Many things are changing fast today, but you still enjoy your life. You're still traveling. You're still working on this niche that you like. So can you forecast the future in digital PR in 5-10 years, considering that many big publications are losing traffic from Google? ChatGPT can summarize news and bring in format without getting traffic to these publications. Probably, but I think like Forbes, CNN, they appealed before digital. They adapted to digital, and they will adapt to any environment. But anyway, your prediction about digital PR, what will be in 5-10 years?
Oh my goodness. Well, I am not sure. I don't know, maybe, right? I don't know. But I think one thing is that it's a global world that we're living in now. So with me?
Yeah, I'm with you. Something happened with my...
Okay, just a second. You bought me some time to think.
That's great. That's great. That's good. You know.
It is. It's an attention economy that we've got now. It's not just right. So when we're marketing, we are marketing for attention. I think that is something that is going to be continuing for a long time. Is trying to get attention, and we're in more and more silos. So I'm seeing less generalist markets and people for that matter, and brands, and more specific targeted brands and messaging and platforms for that matter. So I think that really honing in on your target and getting even more narrow, and that is so hard. This might be the hardest thing, I think, in marketing any brand, or understanding your own self, is understanding who your people are, right? Who, part of being authentic is being able to be disliked by the wrong people. And so this, I think, is part of the future. It's going to continue, is that we're going to get even more segmented and yet more universal, right? This is more, right? I'm talking to you from the other side of the world. This is the way the world is now. We're in a global market, but it's an attention market. So recognizing that you are trying to get attention, that everybody has limited attention span. And I think that's going to be a reality as well. Less and less attention, and everybody's vying for it. So understanding who you're talking to, I think, is going to hopefully be a ticket to success.
Awesome. Susan, it's a big pleasure to get on my show, to learn from you. I love this experience. So valuable. Tell the best way how to keep learning from you, how to reach out to you, how to follow you.
Yeah, thanks. So you can check me out at my website. It's SuzanneWentley.com. I also have an Instagram, which is Suzanne Wentley Coaching, that I'm just starting to ramp up. So I'd love it if you want to follow along and give me any sort of feedback. So you can connect with me through the website. It's probably the best way.
Awesome. Guys, you can find links to Instagram, to website in the description below. I will put LinkedIn account as well. So please follow Susan. If you want to reach out, then tell that you found on this podcast. Susan, it's a big pleasure. So valuable. I love this experience. And thanks, guys, for listening and watching us.